once they start 1-3, once things start going bad, because they will, because you're the Browns, just play Shadeur. Sure, he's a little extra. He does some things that maybe you don't love as an organization, but you're the Browns. You don't get to pick and choose the type of characters you get. I'm sorry, you don't. Not when you constantly suck. Hello guys, welcome to the Lumia Sports Podcast. I'm your host Lumia, and today obviously we got the Browns and the Panthers taking off, playing in their preseason game. Shadeur Sanders' first game, the 5th round pick, ended up starting this game because Joe Flacco's sitting, Kenny Pickett is hurt, and Dillon Gabriel is injured as well, and he's also looked very bad in camp, reportedly. But Shadeur came out there and put on a show. Now, it didn't start great. Early in the game, a couple of sputtery possessions. They were calling a lot of screens. They were definitely worried about the offensive line and trying to protect Shadeur. But then right around the second quarter, right after, honestly, the Panthers fumbled the ball on a punt, and then Shadeur got in striking range. Everything was on. Now, like I said, it wasn't perfect. Early in the game, he had a 4th and 2. He was trying to outrun people going backwards, but it was a 4th and 2, so he was just trying to make a play and try to complete a pass there. But once Shadeur hit his rhythm, I mean, he was on fire, throwing tight angle passes into the end zone. It seemed like, especially in the red zone, he was just hitting some very impressive throws. And through the second and third quarter, I mean, he was just feeling it. Shadeur also ended up leading 3 touchdown drives. He didn't miss many passes. His anticipation was very good, very impressive stuff. And I know some of the complaints from the Browns right now so far has been, well, he doesn't know all the plays or this, that, the other. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter. The Browns, the organization, we know it's a mess. But I think it's clear. Now we have to see Gabriel in these situations, in these preseason games, but Dillon Gabriel isn't better than Shadeur Sanders. We knew that in the draft. We knew that going in. That's why a lot of people had Shadeur going in the first round, worse the second, and Dillon Gabriel going in like the 4th. And the Browns ended up in the situation now where they take Shadeur in the 5th round. And I say at this point, man, just play Shadeur. Obviously, you're going to start with Flacco. Flacco's a starter, blah, 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 whatever. And in fairness, he did make the playoffs last time. He was a full-time starter for them. But once they start 1-3, once things start going bad, because they will, because you're the Browns, just play Shadeur. Sure, he's a little extra. He does some things that maybe you don't love as an organization, but you're the Browns. You don't get to pick and choose the type of characters you get. I'm sorry, you don't. Not when you constantly suck. So, you know what? You got Shadeur. He's very talented. We're seeing, and maybe he doesn't know all the plays, but his anticipation, once the play starts, his ability to pick it up, read it, and throw it is very good, at least in this preseason game and from what we've seen in college. Now, will it be like that in the pros? I'm not sure. One thing I did see that could be a possible flaw, he couldn't quite get away from people, but he never was really that much of a scrambler. So I think he'll be able to adjust to that quicker than other quarterbacks would be able to. On the flip side for the Panthers, Bryce Young went out there. He had a cool game. He played 2 drives. The first drive not really amounted to anything, so they kept him out there for a second drive. And then they went out and scored a touchdown. And this is what I mean. You're going to hear me say it with other teams. Bryce Young needs to be out there. The Panthers need to win games, and they need to start off, in rhythm. They do not need to start off sputtering because Bryce Young didn't play in the preseason. So having him out there was good. Dalton, he looked like he didn't want to be out there. He was bad. Threw a pick, a ghastly interception. He slipped one time and took a sack, I think, right before the pick. Dalton, not really his game. He's old. He's a vet, so it is what it is. A couple other guys to shout out. Caden Davis, 3 catches, 23 yards, 2 touchdowns for the Browns. He caught both of those. Shadeur, crazy pass. I mean, the one, he threw that thing, and there are 3 people there, and he just put pure zip on the ball. It was a crazy throw. Davis caught those touchdowns, and Julian Okwara, he had 2 sacks as well. I think they're hoping he'll start or he'll play a lot on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. So that was a good look for the Browns. But yeah, for Browns fans, if you were wondering what Shadeur can do, will he fold? At least under this pressure, not even close. Glowing game, great game for Shadeur, and I'm excited to see if the Browns do what's right and at least make him second and get this guy some starts when the regular season starts.